There, it's me, Teacher Mike from phuketpals.org. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be thinking about what makes a good writer. Now, the purpose of this video is to get you kind of cross-referencing yourself with the different points that we make. We're going to be outlining all the different things that a good writer does, so you can kind of think about yourself, reflect upon your own development with regard to your writing and the extended response, and then you can kind of make adjustments to your own study program to become a better writer. Okay, so good writers do the following well. Good writers plan well, they organize well, they write well, and they edit well. So let's look at the plan part first. Good writers will always analyze the task given. Now, in the last video, we looked at the task for the GED RLA extended response, in which you have to decide between two articles which of them is better supported, which one has the stronger which one's more persuasive, has a stronger argument effectively. Okay, so you need to, if you want to become a better writer and a better student of extended response GED RLA, you need to analyze the task. You really need to understand what this question is asking you to do, and you need to then take action to make sure that you're taking care of that. Good writers will also visualize and outline on paper their response. Okay, so for the ER, once you've read the two articles, you need to once you've kind of picked out which of them you believe is the stronger supported, you need to just visualize how your essay will look in your mind, okay? You can see you've got your introduction with your thesis statement at the end. You've got 3 or 4 body paragraphs which support your thesis, and you've got your conclusion at the end. Okay, so keep that vision in your mind, and then once you've done that, you will then outline this on your booklet, your plastic booklet that you get in the Pearson VUE Testing Centre. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, you cannot bring scrap paper or scratch paper into the testing centre itself. They give you a notebook, a plastic notebook, in which you can write on with a felt tip marker pen on there. So when you've visualized your essay itself, you should get that down onto the plastic and then start planning around from there, because it'll keep you organized. Don't just rush into the essay with no visual planning on the plastic. You need to have it down there to keep you organized. You've only got 45 minutes, so you need to make sure that every second in there counts and you're on task. Another thing a good writer does is organize. Okay, so organizing your ideas, organizing them logically. The same applies for the extended response. Make sure all the ideas you have are organized logically within different paragraphs. Don't be squeezing two supporting ideas into one paragraph, because then your paragraph will not be coherent, and we don't want that. Okay, so make sure the ideas are organized effectively and that everything makes sense. It's going to flow. Next thing is about, well, good writers are good at writing, obviously. They'll use a well-organized and logical plan, like we've just said. Another important thing is that good writers will move away from this plan when necessary. Now, I find this myself when I'm writing essays as well. Sometimes I'll visualize my essay, I'll write it down on paper, my plan, I'll do a bit of an outline, get all the ideas in there that I want to cover. And then when I actually start writing, I find that I want to maybe talk about something else. Don't be afraid of that. If you want to talk about something else, just quickly assess whether you think it's better or not than you've already planned. If you think it's better, then move away from your plan, okay? Don't be stuck in a stranglehold. Don't be stuck in a kind of an essay straitjacket with this plan. Get out of there, wiggle out of it, and go with the better idea if you need to. Okay, another thing good writers do is write fluently. Okay, they don't kind of labor for a long time over one sentence. To become more fluent at writing, you have to write a lot. It's just like, second language learners. Same with their speaking. I'm sure a lot of you can speak a second language, but what happens when you don't speak it for quite a long time? Well, you forget it, don't you? It happens really, really quickly. You just start forgetting vocab. You stop thinking in that language effectively, and you lose your fluency. The same is true with writing. If you're not writing all the time, you very quickly lose it. You become slow, it becomes very labored, and it just seems like a big uphill struggle. You need to be writing every day, okay? Keep writing every day, whether that's essays or diary entries or whatever. Just make sure that pen is flowing. And then when you get into the exam itself, you'll be thinking more like a writer and the ideas will flow. Good writers always have a clear position or a thesis. This will be the last sentence of your ER introduction. Your thesis must be very, very direct, very, very clear. And when the reader reads it, he knows exactly what you're going to talk about and try to prove in your extended response. Also, you have to have clear topic sentences. Good writers always have clear topic sentences. I favor quite short and direct topic sentences. Okay, these topic sentences will directly support your thesis. And yeah, keep those clear as well. You want the examiner or if it's ER, you want the algorithm to clearly see that you're supporting only your thesis with your topic sentences, okay? Next is the editing stage. Good writers will always correct their word choice or their diction. This is true at the end of the extended response as well. You should leave yourself 5 minutes at the end to go through and correct your word choice. Analyze certain words you use if they seem a bit weird. Is this word right for the context, or could you use something a little bit better? Also, good writers will correct their grammar, their tenses, their punctuation, etc. And you should do the same at the end of your ER as well. Make sure your tenses are correct. Make sure you've got commas in the right place, apostrophes in the right place, and everything else, capitalization. Make sure all of that is correct. You don't want to lose silly points for this stuff. It's not that advanced. Correct spelling. Okay, so this is good writers are always concerned about this. It's not such a massive, it's not in fact a big deal at all in the extended response. At last year's International Summit in Kuala Lumpur, I did ask one of the higher level GED testing services people about spelling in the extended response, and she said it doesn't really matter. So, aim for the right spelling in your extended response, but you're not going to lose mountains of points if you spell some words incorrectly. Also, you need to evaluate your arguments. Okay, good writers always do this. You should be the same for ER. Make sure, if you make an argument that, especially with regard to the stronger article, take a step back, look at it again, evaluate your ideas and think, am I definitely right here? Or maybe it's the other one. Okay, be self-critical. Make sure, just look at it a few times. Sometimes the second or third time you look at it, you might think differently. Okay, so always evaluate your choices and then make structural changes. Good writers always make structural changes. So should you for ER. Let's say you're rereading your essay at the end and you discover you've only got 3 paragraphs. Well, you need to make sure you must have included more than one main idea in a certain body paragraph. So go through, split it up, make it look a bit nicer, and you will improve your points for structure if you do this. Okay, so they're the 4 things that it makes a good writer. All of these can be directly applied to the extended response for RLA GED. Go through these again on your own in turn, and kind of almost like a tick sheet. Do I do this? Do I not? And then if you don't, make sure you start doing it pretty quickly. Okay, so I think if you do all these things, you'll definitely raise your score. And that's about it for this video. So I hope it helped you out. If you have any questions, you can leave them below and I'm happy to answer you. Okay, so I'm Teacher Mike from phuketpals.org. Have a great day. Thank you.